If you want to be free of unease, fear, and fret, you have to own your anxiety. I'm going to share with you 4 things you can do right now to get a head start on transforming stress into success and anxiety into positive energy. Step 1, own it. Now, some of you are not going to like what I'm about to say. In fact, some of you will shut down the minute you hear it. Some will think I am heartlessly picking on helpless people and that I couldn't possibly understand. And that's exactly where you'd be mistaken. All right, get ready, here it is. If you want to be free of unease, fear, and fret, you have to own your anxiety. Let me be real clear about what I mean. You're doing this to yourself. You're generating this anxiety. You know, even if there's a physiological component to your anxiety, or even if you're under inordinate amounts of stress and pressure, to be free to function and live at your fullest, you have to be willing to accept that you're driving your anxiety, or at the very least, you must come to accept that you're doing things that's making your anxiety much worse. You know, people fight this idea and then they argue with me for their own limitations. They get defensive and say things like, "You make it sound like I'm doing these things to myself. What do you think, I like doing this to myself? I can't help it." No, I don't think you like the pain and suffering your anxiety causes one bit. But I do think you're creating it, and I think you need to start thinking that way too. Here's why. What we create, we can control. What we create in this life, we can manage and control. Look, if you're not creating all this discomfort and angst, then you really are in a lot of trouble. Think of what I'm saying this way. Can you scare yourself? Right now, if you wanted to, could you bring up ideas and thoughts or do something that would make you tense, nervous, and uptight? Well, doesn't it stand to reason that if you can bring your anxiety on, the opposite is also true? You can make yourself calm, relaxed, and at ease. And while you may feel like the victim in your story, you're also the hero. But you have to be willing to put the cape on and come to the rescue. Stop saying, "I can't help it." Why? There is no it. You know, when people choke on the tennis court or they go blank during the final exam or they're inhibited on the dance floor, they say things like, "I lost it," or "I just don't have it." And it's the same for anxiety. You know, people talk about it and they say, "It came out of nowhere. I can't get rid of it." You know, on the other hand, when these same folks surprise themselves by making a clutch play or losing 10 pounds or shining like a star in an interview, they marvel and they say things like, "I didn't know I had it in me." Or when they get relief from their anxiety, they say, "It's gone." As I said, this seems tremendously confusing to me because there is no it. You're not possessed. It isn't doing anything to you. The it you keep referring to is your mind and body and the way your mind and body have been trained, allowed, and even encouraged to react. You know, in the absence of positive direction from you, it is making it up as it goes along. Your first step then is to accept the fact that in life, whether you're succeeding or failing, you are doing these things to yourself. You know, someone once told me that they walked into a telephone pole. For the next 20 minutes, this person went on and on about what a stupid place it was to put that pole. Well, let me tell you something. If I walk into a telephone pole, I'm not telling anybody. You know, sadly, until this person takes responsibility for their actions, he's going to keep walking into telephone poles for the rest of his life. Look, I'm not saying you have to like the idea, but I am saying that the journey to personal power and freedom, especially from excessive anxiety, begins when we accept our role in creating it, in creating our life. Here's the bottom line. You have to own your anxiety to overcome it.